I've always learned in the many cars that I've wrecked, you do get a better deal from the insurance company.
Yeah.
But even if
How
you're
many
drunk,
cars have you wrecked?
oh, so many.
His youth stories are fucking
Yeah.
wild.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a Cherokee, a Taurus show, a Mustang 5.0, Chevy Cavalier. That one, they actually came back because I thought I got away with drinking.
I would
and driving.
genuinely love to see a crash reel. He's just slowly aging and crashing the same way. God damn it.
The Cavalier burst into flames, and it wouldn't go into drive, but it did go into reverse, and I drove backwards in it.
On fire?
Yeah. And
Why, you fucked up, I imagine?
Oh, yeah. And I looked around for the other car, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then there was no other car, and I was like, oh, good. It was just a median. So I drove home.
Dude,
And then
that's how you know you're shit-faced.
Oh.
You drove home in reverse with your car on fire.
Yeah.
In Detroit?
Yep.
Please tell me there isn't another car around.
Dude, that rules.
The benefits, there's so few cops that I was able to make it.
My God.
And then when I got home, I was like, I put out the fire, and then I just left it. But the cops showed up.
Just pulling the hose out from the side of the house.
Yes.
Putting the fire out in your Cavalier. Then waking up the next day like, I forgot about that.
I didn't wake up the next day. What happened was they showed up with my bumper, and I was like, well, I started drinking when I got here. I was not drinking when that happened. What sucked was the funniest one. I crashed my red Cherokee into a white Cherokee that was parked on the street. And I was drinking, but I slid on ice, and I really wasn't that drunk or high. By all means, I was really.
Your car into your other car?
It wasn't mine, but I slid and I slammed into it, and then I just drove home.
Yeah.
Two houses. Yeah. And no one said anything. But what I didn't know was the car in the street had a bow on it and was a Christmas / birthday present for my neighbor. And I guess the next morning they woke up and opened the door, and it was like, here's your fucked up car. Happy birthday. And
They didn't find out it was you?
they did 2 days later.
Because they paint
neighbor,
transfer?
yeah, a neighbor watched
Yeah,
me
they just
drive by and
took the
noticed
dog for a
white,
walk? Yeah.
white paint all over the side of my car,
my
and was like, I think the matching paint on that guy's,
Detective Dottie over here.
Yeah.
Ruining my fucking week.
and I'd already dropped the drive shaft on it, and it made this horrible like.
They needed any more proof.
Yeah, dude, it was never fixed. So I would pull up to Taco Bell and stuff, and it would just be like, and they'd be like, turn that shit out. What is that? You got a beehive in there? And I have to turn it off to order.
Like, let me get 3 hard shell, 2 soda.
And I had bumps. So
You got that sweet thing after I get done eating?
Hey, what's your name, baby?
crashing into a car, backing up, driving up one driveway.
And assuming you get away with it.
Yeah. God damn.
Dude, and yeah, it was the worst. And yeah, that car, it was so nice, but it was such garbage after I had, dropped the drive shaft and hit another car. And when I would drive it, it would hit the tire because I had done damage to it. But I'm like, I'm sure it'll be fine for a while, even though you could hear it rub. But it had bumps and an noise. So it was like, boo, 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 boo. And then after I got caught, I was going on the freeway. So I thought I'd see how fast I could get a Cherokee up to, which is about 105.
Yeah.
Until you shoot a piston through the engine.
No.
Yeah.
It blew?
It blew, shot right through the engine and destroyed the rest of the car. I was also on acid, so when the guy showed up, me and my 2 other friends were just pie-eyed.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, how are you? Can you help us? And then we smoked a joint with him, and he got the car back. And
There's a lot of guys that I know sobered up, and you're like, why, dude? You were great. You weren't that bad. Hearing Dave's stories, like, I get it, man. You shouldn't touch
I honestly didn't know pistons can go through cars. if I saw that on acid, I would be like, "There's no way this is really happening." This is good acid.
Yeah, like I didn't know what had happened, but when I popped the trunk, I just knew something wasn't right because it was just the trunk, the hood, and I just popped it, and I knew like it's just smoking.
Yeah.
And then I also had a 6-foot bong that I kept in my car at the time. So I had this big purple 6-footer that we had to run and hide out in a field while we waited. So it was just we're just fucked. And then fortunately, the guy was a tow truck driver. So we didn't have to hide any drugs. We just basically paid him in drugs to get the car back to where we needed it to go. And then fortunately my mom showed up and like gave him like an extra $50 because I called her and I'm white.
It is. I mean, your love for Cadillacs. The pictures you were sending me. It is a pimp graveyard. They're old like pimp Cadillacs, right?
The Cadillac. I can send you the pictures. One is a Fleetwood I found like. I said, screw it. Like, if I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to find an old Cadillac now because I'm tired of my last Cadillac wasn't my fault. I've earned it, and it was destroyed by somebody T-boning it.
Yeah.
My one before that was a Cadillac DTS that I loved, and I was pulling out of a lot, and an old woman in a Lincoln just barreled into the side of it. And I got out, and she's like, "I'm sorry. Please don't call the police. I'll give you money."
This is the Detroit sounds like a hellscape, dude.
I mean,
you can't even. Everyone's just barreling into one.
that's why the car manufacturers left. They're like, we can't keep fixing these.
Dude, if I bought someone a car and put a bow on, first of all, I'd be like, I didn't even think people really did this. Put a bow on a car and
you thought it's just rich people in Lexus commercials?
I would be like, this is the best day of my life that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A drunk who lives 2 doors down.
Smashes into it.
Oh no! The worst part was it wasn't even a night. It was an okay car.
Yeah,
it was for his daughter.
That's the best.
Yes. No, people.
Did you say that to him when he showed up at your door?
Well,
like, dude, it's not even that good of a car.
This bitch is spoiled already. She's got her own car at 16.
I got semi-lucky, but it also tragically, my dad was dying at the time, so he had a halo drilled into his head from brain cancer.
Oh, nice.
And he was also in Vietnam, so he could fight in case something broke out, but I don't think he could have taken the guy in his current state. So the guy showed up.
1% built RoboCop.
Yeah, but he's still lodged in the thing, so if you hit him, it wouldn't help. But my dad answers, so the guy shows up pissed, and my dad answers the door with a halo drilled into his head, and the guy's like, hey, we should talk about your son. Kind of realizing that there's some stuff going on at home.
Just like, do you want him? Take him.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching the clip. If you want to see the full episode of me and my pal here fucking off, click here.
Like and subscribe to this channel. Also, like and subscribe to our regular podcast channel, Stuff Island.
Stuff Island.
And then we got patreon.com where there's hundreds of hours of like more stuff. We got cooking stuff. We got VR stuff. So check that out on patreon.com/Stuff Island.